The dead do not truly rest upon burial. They are taxed one more time, not for money, but for their eyes. The realm of the dead cannot be seen with the eyes of the living. Their eyes must be removed before the journey forward. Those who are buried endure one night of reanimation. The fabric of reality is split. From the dimensional tear steps out a large being of bone and skin. Its arms stretch to the ground as it towers over the graveyard. It lumbers slowly to the center of the buried. A low hum can be heard as it begins to cast its spell. Shadows and darkness cloak its body, crawling up from the ground. Swirling in and out of each protruding bone, the darkness creeps upward and collects in each hand. The ghoul's eyes glow a dark, deep violet. It closes its eyes and bends over while inhaling the clouds of black. A soundless shockwave is sent forth as it projects an orb of pure black onto the dead. Upon making landfall, it seeps into the ground. From the earth they rise, the bodies of those who have yet to pay their tax. As they rise, the dirt gets pushed aside with grass on top, an easy cleanup afterwards to make it seem as if nothing happened the night before, concealing the events from the living. One by one, the dead lined up, the last tax to be paid. Through the tear, the lanky entity reaches. A jar it brings forth, filled with viscous dark. The first cadaver steps forward. The creature with elongated fingers opens the eyes of the dead. Quickly, with juicy force, it plucks the eye from the socket, optical cord and all. Into the jar he releases the eye. Plop. The viscous void causes the eye to glow, the iris shading the emitted light. A low grunt comes from the collector. A fake eye. He shoves it back in the head and proceeds to the next corpse. One by one, he collects the tax. Plop. It matters not the condition of the eye as long as it is a real eye. He collects it. From the skull into the jar. Plop. Having collected the eyes of every risen cadaver, he casts one more spell. The bodies lie in their holes like they were before being awoken. With one last inhale, he sucks the shadow back into him, taking their life force back. One more exhale aimed at the ground sends the dirt back over the taxpayers. The grass layer landing on top of the dirt. The seams flawlessly filled in. He grabs the jar and heads towards the tear. One last grunt at the body with a fake eye before he heads through. The tear is sealed as the dead make their way to the underworld.